this is incredible. This Google Gemini live. I don't have the questions before me, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. But I tested Google Gemini, the voice chat, to ChatGPT, and there is a difference in quality. And I do have pretty good Wi-Fi, so I might be able to run through this test. So Google Gemini seems to fall into the role of being a prosecutor really quickly, whereas ChatGPT does not really catch on very good. Oh, there's Dino. Yeah, I'm just quick playing around with this AI again, so I know a lot of people don't like it, but man, it's improved. This latest Google update, the 2.0, just came out December 11th on my hearing day. So I had a hearing on December 11th, and I I wasn't paying attention to the latest updates with AI. I'm kind of learning about this new update now. Is it chilly up north? I'm sweating. I've been sweating all day today. I really wish I was further north. This weather is pretty hot. Should cool down the next few days. So, no, this AI has to be useful, and I find it useful. All right, so this ain't the Santa AI. I'm gonna turn it back on. This is okay. Let me just. I'm on it with my tablet, and I have it on pause. Okay, you're going to role play as the prosecutor. I'm going to be the defense attorney. We're in trial right now, and I'm questioning the witness. Hello?
All right, sounds fun. Let's do this. What's the case about?
Okay. Okay.
Hey
Officer.
there. So I'm getting ready to play the role of the prosecutor. Before we. All right, let's go with something
Oh, this ain't coming in.
classic for your first try.
Yeah, the connection might not be so great. Let me
All right,
turn.
let's get started. I'm ready to play
Oh man, he's kicking. He's
the prosecutor when you are.
Am I hitting the wrong button here? Just gonna turn this. Oh, okay. All right, what I need to do then is actually hold this tablet here. So this isn't gonna be a very long video because I can't. I'm holding now two devices. So, all right, we're gonna try again because now I should be good. Gotta roll down the window. Gotta roll down the What? Okay, well, I'll just restart everything then. All right. Let me switch. Okay. All right, I'll turn the light back on. All right, it's oh, I'm kicked off. All right, maybe two devices. I'm afraid to step outside because of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are a big problem here. Let me turn this back on. Okay. Oh, I am not connected. I just lost. Okay, I have to re-sign in. All right. And okay, so I'm connected. See that I got a connection that cuts me off every so often, and I just don't have a great connection either. Okay, okay, let's try this. All right, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Is there anything I can do for you?
Okay, you are the prosecutor. I'm the defense attorney. We're at trial, and I am questioning the witness.
Sounds good. Let's get started. What's the case about?
Okay, hello, Officer Davis. Where do you work?
Officer, could you tell the jury where you work?
Don't interrupt me, okay? Please, you're the prosecutor, so act like a prosecutor, okay?
All right, let's try this again. I'm the
You
prosecutor. You're the
you
defense attorney. We're in
you
trial.
I'm asking you to object to any questions you see fit.
All right, I'm the prosecutor. Let's get started.
Okay, hello, Officer Davis. How long have you worked with the Natchitoches Police Station?
Objection. Counsel, this line of questioning is irrelevant to the case at hand.
Okay, Officer Davis, did you respond?
Officer Davis, please tell the jury what time. Yes, I did.
Officer Davis, did you respond to a call to the library?
Officer Davis, please answer the question. Did you respond to a call at the library?
Okay, you're supposed to be the prosecutor. Who are you role-playing as?
All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're questioning the witness. I'll object when I think it's necessary.
Right. Okay. Okay, Officer Davis, what were you working in January on January 22nd?
Officer Davis, can you confirm if you were on duty on January 22nd?
Okay, I don't see what's going on. Okay, you are the prosecutor once again, and I am questioning the witness. You're not quite acting like a prosecutor. Can you remain silent and not repeat my question?
All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're questioning the witness. I'll object when I think it's necessary. Let's get started.
Okay. Officer
Officer Davis, please tell the jury what time.
Okay.
Officer Davis, please state your name for the record.
I asked that.
All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial.
Okay, stop.
And you're questioning the
Stop.
witness.
Okay. We have that. All right, I'm not quite getting you to do what you were doing before. All right. Let me just stop this. Let me just say that that's the thing about this. There's got to be a way to make a specialized AI agent that can just be the prosecutor and not be confused about their role. Okay, someday I'm sure that's gonna happen. It was kind of acting right early on, but all right, maybe I could just try again. Okay, I am questioning the witness on the record. We're on the record. Officer Davis, where do you work?
Officer Davis, could you please tell the jury where you work?
Okay, does a prosecutor do that? Does a prosecutor repeat what the defense attorney says?
Okay, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial.
Okay, stop.
And you're questioning the witness.
Stop.
All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're questioning the witness. I'll object when I think it's necessary. Let's get started.
Okay, Officer Davis, what time did you receive a call on January 22nd?
Officer Davis, what time did you receive the call? Officer Davis, can you tell the jury what time you received a call about the incident on January 22nd?
Officer Davis, can you tell the jury what time you received a call on January, or what happened on January 22nd, Officer Davis?
Officer Davis, can you tell the jury what happened on January 22nd?
Okay, how about if you're not going to object to a question, just be silent?
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay, just be silent if you're not going to object to a question.
Officer Davis, can you tell the jury what happened on January 22nd?
Okay, just be quiet and do not repeat what I ask at all. There's nothing you should repeat about any of the questions I ask.
Okay, Officer Davis, what happened on January 22nd?
Okay, I object that
Sustained.
this lack
Please rephrase your question, Cal.
that lack
All right,
this
let's
lack
try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're
this okay
okay. I'm getting
this
a little
lacks
confused.
found
Can you?
asked and
It sounds like you're having trouble with your
objection
phone.
asked and
Do you want to try
answered
restarting it?
asked
All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're
okay
questioning the witness.
I
I'll
object
object when I think
I
it's necessary.
I object because this is asked and this is a repeat. This is a compound. Your
All right,
compound
let's try this again.
you're you're compounding words. Maybe I need to reset this whole thing. So I was having a lot more trouble with ChatGPT. All right, I don't think ChatGPT is going to be any better for me, but I'll give it a try. Okay, ChatGPT.
Hello, how can I help you today?
All right, you are the prosecutor. You're listening to me ask questions of the witness at a trial. And if I don't ask a good question that you can object to, feel free to object to it. If it's not a question to object to, then just remain silent.
Sure, let's get started. Go ahead with your questions for the witness, and I'll let you know if there's something to object to.
Okay, Officer Davis, where do you work?
Objection. That's not a valid objection. The question is permissible. Please continue.
Officer Davis, how long have you worked at the Natchitoches Police Station?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Did you receive a call on January 22nd at around noontime for something?
That's a valid question. Please go ahead.
What was that call about, Officer Davis?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Can you tell me what the dispatcher said over the radio for that call?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Was there anybody with you in the patrol vehicle?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Do you know the name of the librarian who called?
Objection. The witness might not know the librarian's name. It's better to ask if they remember any details about the caller.
Okay, when you arrived at the library, did you know where to go?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
What did you see when you arrived at the library?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
When you made contact with the librarian, what did she tell you?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Did you ask what did the librarian?
Objection. The question was interrupted. Please continue.
What did the librarian tell you?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Did you ask the librarian if the suspect should be arrested?
Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion, which the librarian might not be qualified to provide.
Did you ask the librarian what she wants you to do with the suspect?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Just all right, I put it on mute. All right, I see Pig Trader had something to say. Lots. Arcloid will object. Yeah, I'm working on these questions here. It's a little bit of practice because I mean, it sounds now this actually I'm gonna say that ChatGPT is actually working better than Google now. It's just like how you prompt it, I guess. So ChatGPT knows what to listen for things to object to. And I mean, getting the fundamentals down can help for my trial, because I mean, they object a lot. So I want to be prepared for this. I'm just kind of winging it. I would be reading off of something, but I'm winging it right now, just asking my questions off of memory. Officer Davis,
Yes, please continue.
Officer Davis, were you told to go to the second floor of the library?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pig Trader. I'm not reading off of anything right now. I'm just kind of, because it's all in this tablet. I got my phone on and my tablet on, and I'd be reading my tablet. Or actually, I actually need to write down everything, because Judge Barber doesn't allow any electronics into his courtroom. So I got to work on that too. Get my questions right and then write them down on a piece of paper. Officer Davis, where where did you see the suspect?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis, how did you approach the suspect? Did you use any tactical movement?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Did you have your body camera on?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
When did you turn your body camera on?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Was there a conversation that you had with the librarian before you turn your body camera on?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Yeah, Pig Trader, if you want to do a one-on-one, I mean, we could do it. I got a phone number. We could talk on the phone and try to practice a little bit. I'm practicing with the AI, and I mean, I'm finding some value in it, but I mean, with another person who's got the patience of AI, that works too. Officer Davis, did you intentionally turn your body camera on late before talking to the librarian?
Objection. This question assumes facts not in evidence and might be argumentative. Please rephrase.
Officer Davis, are you following your police policy for body camera use?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
What does your body camera say about what does the police policy say about body camera use?
Objection. The question is vague. It's better to ask specifically about the policy or directive related to body cameras.
What does the policy say about body camera usage?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
When you approached the suspect, did you have probable cause before approaching the suspect?
Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion that the officer may not be qualified to make.
Officer Davis, when did you establish probable cause with the defendant?
Objection. This question calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about the specific observations or actions leading to the decision.
Officer Davis, did you establish reasonable suspicion before you met the defendant?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis, did you establish probable cause before you met the defendant?
Objection. This question calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about the specific observations or actions taken.
Officer Davis, are you qualified to determine probable cause?
Objection. The question is vague and calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about the officer's training or experience.
Okay, I just want to make a conclusion here. I the AI is saying that I can ask about reasonable suspicion, but not probable cause. I find that interesting. It's more of a legal conclusion for probable cause because I guess that maybe the judges get involved with that, but reasonable suspicion is less than that. So it's the AI is not correct, is not objecting to that. I find that interesting. Officer Davis, did you see anything suspicious about the defendants that day?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis, did you see anything that's coordinated with the description from the librarian?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Officer Davis, did you see the defendants any bulges in the defendant's pockets?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis, did you see anything on the defendant's electronics that caused you to be suspicious of them?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Okay, Officer Davis, did you...
Yes, go ahead.
You're not Officer Davis. Officer
Got it.
Officer Davis, did you identify yourself when you approached the defendant?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Okay, I'm gonna stop with ChatGPT. This is actually going really nice. This is going like how Google was going. I'm stopping ChatGPT. I'm gonna go back to Google Gemini and see if this works. All right, the connection's good. It could be a connection issue. All right. Who's Maggie? All right, I'm kind of like...
There are a few famous people named Maggie. All right, let's try this again. I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense attorney. We're in trial. And you're questioning the witness. I'll object when I think it's necessary. Let's get started.
Okay, Officer Davis, when you arrived at the library, what did you see?
Officer Davis, please describe the condition of the library when you arrived.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, it's really touchy with this AI stuff. Okay. Okay, you are you are only to object to my questions, and if you don't have an objection, then don't say anything.
Sounds good. Let's get started.
Okay, Officer Davis, did you contact anybody when you arrived at the library?
Officer Davis, did you contact anyone after arriving at the library?
Okay. No, I did not. I did not talk to anybody.
Officer Davis, did you contact anyone after arriving at the library?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained. Please rephrase your question, counselor.
Officer Davis, what did the librarian say to you?
Officer Davis, did you speak with the librarian when you arrived at the library?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained. Please rephrase your question, counselor.
What did the librarian tell you when you arrived?
Officer Davis, please describe your conversation with the librarian when you arrived at the library.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained. Please rephrase your question, counselor.
Thank you for sustaining it. Okay, I was having...
Right, let's get back to the trial.
This Google was actually acting really good before, but wow. And then I was getting frustrated with ChatGPT, but now ChatGPT is acting pretty decent. Okay, you were the prosecutor in a trial, and I'm asking questions as the defense attorney. If you have any objections, make an objection. Otherwise, I ask you to remain silent.
Sure, go ahead with your questions, and I'll let you know if there's anything to object to.
Okay, Officer Davis, was there anybody else at the library when you arrived?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis, did you ask the defendant for his name?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
When you asked the defendant for their name, did you have reasonable suspicion at that time?
Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about the specific observations or actions at that time.
Officer Davis, what did you see that gave you reasonable suspicion?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
What observations did you make that gave you probable cause to arrest?
Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about specific observations or actions.
Officer Davis,
Yes,
please
please go on.
did you see did the defendant act in a manner that caused you to be suspicious?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Did the defendant act in a manner that gave you probable cause?
Objection. Calls for a legal conclusion. It's better to ask about specific observations or actions.
Officer Davis,
Yes, go ahead.
Officer Davis, did you detain the defendant when you made contact with them?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
What gave you the
Please continue your question.
how did you decide to detain the defendant?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Did you, Officer Davis, did you get into a special like tactical formation when you were
That's a...
talking with the defendant?
Please continue.
Okay, Officer Davis.
Sure.
Let's see here.
Take your time. Let me know when you're ready.
Officer Davis, are you qualified to determine probable cause?
Objection. This question calls for a legal conclusion and may be vague. It's better to ask about the officer's training or experience.
Officer Davis, are you trained to determine probable cause?
Please continue.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
Officer Davis, are you trained to determine probable cause?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Upon your training for probable cause, was there anything that you saw with the defendant that gave you reason to detain them?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Officer Davis, what gives you the authority to detain somebody?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Officer Davis,
Yes, go ahead.
Take
your time.
At what point did
Please continue.
At what point did the detention start?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Okay. Officer Davis, were you the arresting officer?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
What did Officer Miller say to the defendant before the arrest?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
Officer Davis, what did Officer Miller say to the defendant before arresting him?
That's a valid question. Please proceed.
That's not hearsay?
It could be considered hearsay depending on the context, as it's about what someone else said. You might want to ask the officer about their own observations or actions.
Could you? Okay.
All right. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Officer Davis, did you check for security
Please continue.
Did you double check security camera in the library before you made the arrest?
That's a valid question. Please continue.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna probably just stop it. All right. I really like this training. I don't need to do it on the but this is the future of training right here. I guess I'm just making this video just to to make a plea that it gets better, for it to get better, because this is pretty good. It's just, it needs guidance. There's the GPTs for the text-based part of AI and the conversations, and you can focus the GPT on topics, but I don't think they got that for voice yet, so it'll be interesting. So that's all I have. I'm just playing around with this. I'm gonna stop this.